It's kinda dark out. I do think this fight of the light, fight of the light. This is a rough draft, but fuck it, the timing was right. It's kinda dark out. I do think this fight of the light, fight of the light. This is a rough draft, but fuck it, the timing was right.
Oh, see you everyone. Thank you all for joining me. I wanted to get more information out as quick as possible so I could go ahead and start rolling out the new content that my wife and I have been working on. So I want to drop a bomb for you all. I appreciate all the shares, the likes, the comments. Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys are doing a great job with that. That's helping the message get across to more and more people. So without further ado, this particular video was one of my older ones, okay, that I had to revamp. And I'm going to go ahead and republish it now because I feel as though that you know who shouldn't have a problem with it this time, which is the reason why it's not on my channel anymore. I want to get this message across because it's going into some newer things that I'm getting into this week. Be on the lookout for that. Oh, and it's double upload weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm putting out 2 videos each of those days. Keep your notifications on. So let's get into this right here that you see on the screen. This is why 1 + 1 = 3. Question everything. Like, what are numbers? Where did they come from? Were they invented or discovered? There are many things that were invented in the past, but then the patent office was created in order for one to legally claim their discovery and become accredited as the inventor of what they discovered. Like Christopher Columbus, with allegedly discovering lands in South America that were already populated, but now accredited and celebrated still today as if he actually invented the Americas. Question everything. Like, why is Christopher Columbus celebrated? And why are people of color in America given a month to celebrate their history? Why are there no other groups of people with a dedicated month to celebrate their history? Is this a hidden indication that other groups of people have no ancient history here in America? Question everything. Like, when people say that there's only one human race, then what is racism? Could it be when an individual demonstrates their love for only people that shares their same hue of complexion? If so, then should the term prejudice be reinstated towards its original usage? Questioning everything sparks an internal dialogue within one's mindset, allowing for the individual to become skeptical of all information presented. It will also assist with differentiating the truth from a commonly known opinionated fact. This is why a fact can be easily checked and the truth is way more difficult to find. Throughout today's society of America, people are governed on what to do, regulated on how to live, indoctrinated on how to think, and even commanded on what to learn. And with this current system in place, it should make you question who has the authority to control your freedom. Now, we can all make assumptions on how old the numbers we use on a daily basis actually are. And we can tell that a form of science called mathematics was cultivated over the years in order to decode some type of conclusion to what these numbers actually mean. But how will we ever know if these mathematicians are telling the truth when their traditional formulas to an equation are automatically deemed as a fact in compulsory educational institutions? These equations consist of many symbols surrounding these numbers, like the plus sign resembles a cross symbol. You will find these symbols on things like logos for hospitals, first aid kits, and numerous other things in common with the medical field. And even when you donate to the Red Cross for whatever reason, you will find that their logo is also a cross or a plus sign. Why is that? Well, mathematics and science works hand in hand for a particular reason. In science, the plus sign represents or indicates, quote, the confidence interval or error in a measurement, often with standard deviation. In mathematics, the plus sign represents an addition to the numbers before the sign and after the sign. So, when you look at the standard deviation in a mathematical or scientific sense, the process allows for the definition of deviation to remain firmly the exact same. So, what is deviation? A departure from what is prescribed or expected. In other words, it counteracts to what is considered to be the norm by literally campaigning against what is normal. You will also find the plus sign throughout various religious symbolism, like churches, chapels, and even the Holy Cross, for example. So, what does a cross mean and represent? A cross is an intersection, a horizontal point that meets with a vertical point, or vice versa. Quote, two bars which intersects one another at right angles. A Passover. A cross is religiously represented as a visual symbol of Christ, depicting the cause of death of their religious leader, which was crucifixion. This symbol is most commonly used throughout all of the many denominations of the Catholic Christianity societies and can be titled as a variety of different styles of crosses. For example, according to the 1828 Webster's Dictionary, the definition of the noun Holy Cross means the 14th of September.
Many people are not aware they carry divine power within them. Some things you're going to go through, you can overcome.
The word cross derives from the Latin word crus. In Latin, the noun crus means cross, crucifixion, hanging tree, torture, torment, trouble, and misery. What is also very important to note here is that the gender of the Latin word crus is feminine. So, why would you want to have a symbol that literally means torture, torment, trouble, and misery on a hospital? And why would you want this symbol to be one of the first things that are taught to your children in school? Most of you can recall that after kindergarten, one of the first things that you were taught as a child is that 1 + 1 = 2, whereas the cross is being used as a symbol for addition. Did you catch that? The process of addition is commonly referenced when an increase occurs. However, when something is created and something else is then added to it, the outcome is that something brand new is produced and brought into form. So, in other words, addition is a form of production, whereas 1 + 1 = 3. This symbol was meant to represent creation, or to produce, because when one man and one woman comes together, they produce a child. So in this aspect, 1 + 1 does not equal 2. It equals 3, because by eliminating the feminine characteristics from the equation, you are literally subtracting the normal concept of life. Think about it. Ever since the inclusion of these social engineering experiments like mathematics, science, and religion in this case were implemented into the mindsets of people, this symbol was looked upon as a representation of life. But since they are following by the process of deviation, it is merely nothing more than a representation of death. So, should this symbol be located on our hospitals and churches? And should this symbol be taught to our children in schools? Why are we taught that 1 plus 1 equals 2? Because in mathematics, the plus and the minus sign is used to adjust one's temperament to either less or more. In other words, the goal was to create an equal temperament amongst the masses. Temperament is a noun that means a person's nature, especially as it permanently affects their behavior. A few important synonyms of this word are character, personality, makeup, constitution, mind, and spirit. Now, how is this mathematics? Because with just a simple alteration, you are able to manipulate one's visual perception, a deviation from the norm. The person that creates the formula towards the answer of the equation is allowed to control the outcome. So, by telling you that 1 plus 1 equals 2, the person that considers this equation as a fact is automatically sabotaging their abilities to naturally produce or create, trapping them mentally inside of a box. This is why the saying, men lie, women lie, and numbers don't lie, is royally incorrect. Because it's not about the numbers, it's about who's creating the formulas. I'm just here.